So as you can see in the title of the video, over the last 1.5 years, I've drank a lot of ayahuasca. And in this video, I want to share what I learned from it. So first of all, I want to share that ayahuasca is something very personal and individual. I wouldn't recommend anybody to drink as much ayahuasca as I have over the last 1.5 years. And the reason for that is if you do, you would feel that calling for yourself. And my situation is little bit special. I'm building an ayahuasca retreat center, and every time we do a ceremony, I help facilitate. I'm there present with the people as well. So that's one reason why I drink so much ayahuasca. And the other one, I want to learn more. And Sergio, the shaman that I'm working with, said if you want to learn more about ayahuasca, you have to drink more ayahuasca. It's not a quiz that you take, but the more you drink, the more you will understand about it. So my personal experience was that the first 20 ayahuasca ceremonies are the most difficult. I didn't really know what's going to happen, all that kind of stuff. And of course also the way my life was, I was going one direction, very, what society driven, consumption, me first, all that kind of stuff. And then ayahuasca started to show me different things, and the first 20 ceremonies were a lot of the heavy lifting was done. And after that, I knew which road I want to go on. And of course, you get off the road as well and get distracted. But ayahuasca helps me to get back on a track. So thanks to drinking this much ayahuasca, I really know what's going on in my subconscious mind. I know the things that I need to work on. And the more clarity I have, the more direction is there, the easier it is to act as well. And it also might seem like, hey, I'm beaming myself off to space or whatever, but that's really not the case. You cannot escape reality through ayahuasca because it's going to keep on showing you what you need to see. So there was a time last year where I was struggling and things weren't working out the way I wanted them to. And a lot of times after a ceremony, I would look at my phone and saw a message from somebody that triggered me. And I was like, oh, that's still there. I need to take care of it. And of course, I also do take care of it. But that's just like an example that you cannot run away from it. And even especially, I feel like ayahuasca helps accelerate your life because you let go of so much energetic burden, things that weigh you down, that and if you move things inside of you, things outside of you change as well. I feel like all of these ceremonies gave me a lot of strength to tackle the difficult aspects of life because ayahuasca can really push you to your limit, show you your fears, the stuff that you put on a box and much rather not see. And the best, or almost even the only way to go through to deal with it is to go through it, to directly look at it. And by repeating that pattern in ceremony, it helps with life as well, especially in ceremony. If we have a retreat, multiple ceremonies next to each other, not having slept a lot, dealing with my own stuff, but at the same time being present and being ready to help people as well when they need to. And in that case, getting to center, act out of a position of strength, that has helped me a lot. It pushed me past my limits, which I and that helped me like discover that deeper level of strength within me. So all of these reference experiences in a way also then make it easier to have the hard conversations that we all sometimes need to have. Ayahuasca also helped me get in touch with myself, my own inner genius, my intuition, my instinct, whatever you want to call it. And growing up, we learn to listen to our parents, then to school, then to what society tells you what is right. And for me, it's not about finding the next guru or shaman or whatever, but knowing that I have the answer for my life and what is best for me, my body, in myself, and you have it as well. It's just that that answer in so many ways is covered by layers of conditioning, and those layers were started to remove from me the more I drank ayahuasca, to really figure out what is me and to listen to myself, because I also have not followed it, and I know what results I've gotten from that in the past as well. And I start to become a lot more in tune with my own inner voice, and it's super powerful. And I wish for you to discover that as well. So all of these ayahuasca ceremonies really help me understand things on an emotional level. It feels like it's a message for my soul. For I've been doing personal development for more than 10 years now. In the beginning, for me, it was a lot about understanding logical concepts, all that kind of stuff, and hey, this is how you do this, a tactic, whatever. And now it's for me more about really feeling it. And the example is like putting down the mask, letting go of people pleasing, setting strong boundaries, feeling the abundance within, not having, being non attached, and not tying my self worth to the women that I'm dating or the success that I have in my business as well. And it's also easy to say it or understand it on a logical level, but it's a whole different thing if you actually feel the abundance within, the gratitude within. So all of this is it really feels like it goes from the head to the heart, and that deeper level of understanding that also allows me to act from that place. And it's also one thing to then have it feel that abundance in a ceremony, but it's a whole another thing to also bring that abundance to your day-to-day life, or to when you see it in ceremony that I should put down my mask and be more authentic, but then in day-to-day life when acting differently than I have been before, um, risking friendship, risking business deals, all that kind of stuff, because I speak up for what I believe is right instead of just being a yes man, or like saying what I believe will get me the results that I want to get. So it requires a lot of courage, and also like the transition from feeling it into ceremony to having it integrated into my to day life is a ongoing process. But this is also where the frequency of ayahuasca really helps, because I'm in this process, and then I in a ceremony I see like, oh, that time I was people pleasing. This time I wasn't clear on my boundaries. That time I wasn't communicating directly, and this was the result from it. Okay, I need to tweak it. So I feel like it really has helped me with this transformation that I'm going through. This next point is really beautiful, and it's I started to become still. I can just be on the deck, be on the sun, and enjoy that moment. And it hasn't been the case like that before, because I used to be the biggest overthinker, thinking about the stuff that I need to do, why I'm not good enough, all that kind of stuff. Or when I was on vacation, you know, on the beach or whatever, I was there physically, but in my mind, I was up thinking about the next stuff that I need to do, and all that kind of stuff. So ayahuasca helped me to become still, and also on a normal evening I don't feel the need to watch Netflix or YouTube or check Instagram the whole time, but actually be with myself, become my own best friend. And that's powerful. Also, all of this ayahuasca helped me to become present in the moment. Listening to my body, for example, when my leg is moving, I'm thinking, why is my leg moving, what is my body trying to tell me? And I believe our body intelligence is a way that our spirit talks to us, and we just have to listen to it. I notice, am I tense? Am I not tense? When something is coming up, when it is triggering me, when I'm procrastinating on something. So all of those little things I start to become, we're very aware of myself, and that helps a lot navigating through my day to day. And it's not just about the presence that I have with myself, the presence that I have with other people, being fully there in a conversation when I'm with them, because I'm not in my thoughts. I'm actually can put the attention on the other person, really listen to them, feel them, understand them, and also observe as well. So when are they starting to fidget? When are they there biting their nails? Because those are all signs as well. Mm, are they feeling comfortable? Are they not feeling comfortable? And that's also a result of facilitating these ceremonies, because part of it is to feel out the energy of the room, to see how the people are doing, and we work a lot of with a lot of silence in the ceremonies as well, and the observance on how people are developing throughout the ceremony, how they are, when are they releasing, all that kind of stuff, all those nuances. I pay attention to in the ceremony, they are then also very noticeable for me in my day-to-day life. So throughout all of these ceremony, I started to develop a lot of patience, a lot of patience for myself, but generally the process. And I met some people who have been drinking ayahuasca for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and I see how their life is, the way the relationship that they have with themselves, with their romantic partner, with their friends, with their business, with money, with their kids. It's a very healthy way, it's a very balanced way. Those people generally have different areas of their life figured out on a high level. And I know if I follow that path, I will be able to do that as well. And I'm already in the process of, doing that, and it gives me a lot of reassurance. But also the whole topic of patience with oneself. A lot of times you feel like something needs to happen right now, and when I get this, then life will be so much better. And that also stems from having that certain level of unhappiness with where we are at the moment. And by just becoming happier with myself, more in acceptance, all the rush started to go away. I also remember last year I wanted to look more into my childhood, reframe some things, rediscover certain aspects about there. And in a week, I had 3 ayahuasca ceremonies, and I was drinking each time with that intention to look into my childhood. But in none of those ceremonies something came up, and I was also like frustrated. But I also, what I got out from it was, hey, it's a process. And just because right now I feel like I want to resolve this, it still might not be the right thing. And there's other things I need to focus on. And in the grand scheme of things, things will develop, and I'm going to be able to process a lot more things. But for certain things, I'm not ready right now. And when I'm ready, those things will start to develop. So having that patience within, and not needing to resolve all the problems of my life and all the challenges in one night or in the next 90 days or whatever, gives me a lot of happiness, and allows me to enjoy life a lot more through this patience. Also throughout also throughout all of these ceremony, I started to connect more with the mystery of ayahuasca itself. I would say after the first 40 ceremonies, I was like, okay, I get a pretty good idea of what ayahuasca is. Of course, there's a lot of things that I still need to learn and all that kind of stuff. But I was like, yeah, I'm starting to get a hang of it. Now, after about 120 ceremonies deep, I can say that there are so many things that I have no idea about, that I know there are very deep mysteries of ayahuasca, different ways of consciousness, spirit of it, a lot of things that I cannot talk about it here on this video, but I start to connect with those mysteries of ayahuasca, and it's a beautiful process as well. Also, you might be asking yourself, well, is ayahuasca an addiction? Like, it sounds like if you take such a strong substance on a very regular basis, on a weekly basis, that you're addicted to it. And I can see where you're coming from. And I know a thing or two about addiction. I used to smoke weed on a daily basis for about 5 years. And when I didn't smoke, I would get nervous. I would get, it's like, yeah, but it's not the case with ayahuasca. I drink ayahuasca to get a deeper connection with myself, to explore, to heal, to grow. And I see those benefits in my day to day life. And it's not the benefits that, somebody says, like, oh, I smoke a lot of weed because it helps me and to sleep better, to deal with stress and all that kind of stuff. And I used to say that too. But the truth was, I didn't know how to regulate my nervous system to deal with stress in a healthy manner. So I can see the growth that has happened in my life through ayahuasca, and I can say for myself from a very certain level that it's very different to an addiction. It's more like a deeper level of calling and healing and growth that happens throughout it. And if you want to, learn more about ayahuasca, my journey as well, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to go on your ayahuasca journey yourself, then shoot me a message and we can organize for you to join one of our retreats. And hope to see you soon.